So this is me here as at the 25th of April 2024, 5 days after my 50th birthday. Blind, lame, unable to do anything, all organs not functional. This is me before I joined NSPPD. And now this is me as of the 7th day in the beautiful month of November, year 2024. The glorious God has given me a new name. Glory be to God. Hallelujah.
We present to you the woman in that testimony. Good to see you.
Great to see you on the church, sir.
What God cannot do,
Does not exist.
what God cannot turn around.
Does not exist.
You know the truth is, we wanted to see you. We just wanted to see you because, we're wondering. There's just a lot of questions.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? How did a human being get to this point? How did you become and so many questions are, within such a short time. How did she recover in such a short while? How did she move from this person and all that? In fact, some people are saying, you are not the one. The videos were joined together. That they brought somebody from somewhere and joined somebody from somewhere. So tell us. We want...
Hey, Roy.
Hey! So,
Oh my
tell
God.
us, how did this begin?
In 2016, I noticed I had great pains in my knees, but I'm someone who used to wear a lot of high heels, so I attributed it to that, and I stopped the high heels, but nothing changed. So I started feeling very sick, loss of appetite. I was 90 kg in 2016. But as the sickness progressed, I came to that lady sitting on the step you just saw. I visited all sorts of hospitals. I used to work with the Lagos State Ministry of Education. So because you're a staff of Lagos State, most times, just in case you recover from the sickness and they need to refer to your results, you have to go to a Lagos State hospital. So I went to 2 general hospitals. I went to Alimosho General Hospital in Igodo, Lagos, and I went to the 2nd General Hospital, which is the General Hospital in Ifako-Jaye, Lagos. In Alimosho, in 2016, as at May, they said it was chronic liver disease. So I started treatment, but nothing changed. So I thought to myself, I can't die like this. My mother died of cancer. I can't die like this. We don't have a father. I'm the eldest daughter, so I need to stay for my family, for my children, and all the rest of it. Then my husband was still alive. So we went further, my siblings, myself, and my mom's elder sister, I call her my mom. So we went further, sir, to do more tests. So I went to Booth Hospital in Surulere, Lagos, James Robson Road. So I met the doctor and he said, I actually went to Ikeja Medical Center, but he was the gynecologist consulting that day. So I saw him and he's like, okay, can I come to his own hospital? I'm like, yes. But before then, he did some tests. He checked the mucus coming from my vagina and he said, you need to do a biopsy. Biopsy is associated with cancer. So he said to me, so my husband and I then booked an appointment to go see him in his own hospital in Surulere. So when we got there, he asked me how many kids I have. I said I had 3 kids. He said, do you want more? I said no. He said, madam, this is really bad. Let's take all these things out and then we go and do a biopsy after. And I agreed because I just wanted to be well. But unfortunately, when they did the biopsy after the surgery, tubes gone, womb gone, fallopian tubes gone, everything that you could be a woman with, your reproductive everything, they took out. But they took all 4 tests and there was no cancer. So I had diagnosis of chronic liver disease, cancer, so I'm like, what do I do? So we kept searching, but after a while I was tired. I was doing all sorts of MIRs. I did at Mikio, and I did at clinics, all in Oshodi, in Lagos. The treatment, the results would come out kind of clean. They got to a stage, they said I should do something for the heart. I did it, it was fine.
So sorry to cut you short. So you went to General Hospital in Ifako.
Ijaye,
you went
yes.
in General Hospital in
Alimosho. That's
Alimosho.
Igondo.
You went to Boots
Yes,
Hospital.
that's where the surgery was done in
surgery was- You went to
2017.
Ikeja Hospital.
Yes, as well.
And then you did all kinds of tests in
Yes.
was it
Clinics.
clinics
Yes.
and Mikio
And
as
Mikio.
well
Yes, sir.
in Oshodi.
Yes.
And all of that. Nothing. That is,
Nothing.
you have moved from one doctor to another doctor,
Yes.
from one testing house to another
Yes, sir.
testing house, and yet nothing changed.
Nothing changed. In fact, it got worse after the surgery. After the surgery, there was speed to the rate at which I was really brought down. So I said to myself, what do I do? So I was tired. So I stopped treatment as at that time. But I have a brother in Canada, Balo. He called me one day and said to me, I won't give up on you. I'm going to tell them to take you to another hospital. I said, brother, I'm not going anywhere. So he insisted and took me to Vintage. He asked them in Nigeria to take me to Vintage Medical Center, Victoria Island. So I got there and I met the doctor. I think his name is Dr. Ayola Shonibari. Very wonderful hospital. You know those top grade hospitals, you need to see the consultant, you pay through your nurse. But I went there, sir, and he just said, okay, go again to Mikio, do this, do some tests, let us see how your kidney is, do this and that. Honestly, my brother did pay, but I didn't do those tests because I knew they would say, go home and eat, because at that time I was already skinny. So I was tired. So I decided to just stay at home and wait for what was coming, because there was nothing working. But along the line, there was just one prayer I was saying, Lord, make me a candidate for your mercy. That was all I was saying. If you could do that, Lord, make me a candidate for your mercy. But I tell you, after the 2 suicide attempts that I did, I drank fuel. But luckily, my last son saw me and rushed to get the neighbors. So they started giving me aloe vera, forever living aloe vera, so nothing happened. So the second time, I made sure nobody was home. So I poured bleach in a bowl, and I took a lot of detergent, put it there, and I drank it. Guys, you know what happened? I just stood. Nothing. I didn't die. I continued in my suffering. Roy is awesome. When he says it's not time, no matter what you do. And that's what scared me, because I'm like, hey, if I attempt another one and I don't go, maybe this one will now rupture something and then it goes really bad. So I stopped the suicide thing too. I stopped hospital. I stopped suicide attempts. So I was just there. Then I became blind and lame.
So this is interesting for us.
Yes, sir.
Were you blind and lame?
I was blind and lame.
I need to get this thing. So in the early part of this year,
Yes, sir.
you were blind and lame.
Yes, I was. That was me sitting on the step. That was taken by the nurse, Rafiat, from the ambulance service, Brain Grace, in Mushin. Brain Grace, she was the one who took these pictures, because they had to send it to the hospital they were taking me, and they had to send it to the owner of the ambulance service, because he also wanted to be sure of what he was taking. You see those black spots there? All those, my legs, they were sores. I had very smooth legs. I don't know if I gave pictures of what I looked like before. I was light-skinned. Papa, you're not light. I was very light-skinned.
Wow.
And I came to this.
Wow.
If I could take off my wig, you will see the same white hair right here on my head. It's still there, even after they scraped everything, you know. So that's how the hair came. Look at those wounds on my legs and my knees. Those things around my ankles were dirt, serious dirt, based over the 3 years. And even before those 3 years, Papa was like, bath on Monday, don't bath on Tuesday. You know why? Because each time I poured water on my body, it would look like I had a zillion needles pricking me all over. And then beneath my leg, my feet will be like I was doing a pedicure. So I was scared that if I keep scraping my feet this way, I probably won't have feet again. Then that would be a problem. So that was that. So I couldn't, when I now even got blind and lame, all those 3 years, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even get into the bathroom. My teeth, they had my teeth very white, very beautiful dentition I did have. This is everything on it. So I need to go do scraping, I need to go do polishing, because you know what? I'm alive and I'm leaving.
This gets interesting because, again, I want to ask. So this change happened this year?
Yes, this was 25th of April this year, 5 days after my 50th birthday. Yeah. My brother in Canada, he landed on my 50th birthday, 20th of April, so he saw me. He was scared. Immediately he saw me, he called my brother in the US, New York to be precise. Ade, can you take a video call? What I'm saying, I can't see it alone. So Ade got on the call and they saw me. All my elder brother could say was, happy birthday. And I'm like, what's he talking about? Birthday? So my younger brother said to me, we're going to move you out of here. You can't stay here anymore.
This is where I want us to.
Yeah.
The day your brother heard the word of knowledge,
Yeah.
you were at the hospital.
Yes, I was.
Yes. So
Yes, I was.
So when your brother heard it,
Yeah.
what happened next?
Okay, when my brother heard it, I was still blind and lame. He heard it on May 9th. He sent the clip to my guardian, the venerable that was in charge of my case. He said immediately he heard it, he sprung up and said, yes, what I know is that she's coming out of that facility alive. The word of knowledge has come and it stands that way. He keyed into it. But because I was still really bad, he couldn't tell me. But along the line, he sent the clip to me. Then I was able to see. He got me phones, sent them to Nigeria. Then he sent this clip to me. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is the same fire altar Balo introduced me to then that I couldn't even pray. So God, you saw me in this state, dirty. Even when I was in that dirty state, he still saw me. But it took his time to do this healing. So the change between this time and now, 25th of April to today, is what I bless God the most for. Eroi is a real God. He actually sees your situation. He knows your situation. Remember, I'm an orphan. My husband had also passed on the 8th of December 2018. I have 3 kids. I had 2 young boys who, at that time, my eldest son was just finishing from secondary school. The younger one had just finished JS3. My daughter had just graduated from the University of Lagos. So I had that as a burden in my heart again, that do these children stop on this level? I was brought up well. Why would this happen? But you know what? After a while, I dropped everything and said, if death was coming, come, I'm waiting for you. That's why I started attempting suicide. But it didn't work. But Roy was always there, watching over me. God is awesome, Papa. He's awesome. There is nothing he cannot do. And this testimony is just to glorify God. It's not to bring anybody down or do anything. The Lord told me when I got healed, he said, I sent my word and I healed your disease. Go to the end of the earth and let the world know there is still a balm in Gilead. Yeah.
Wow. NSPPDs, what our God cannot do
does not exist.
And the most amazing part of it is that your brother received a word for you. So, and this is that thing that I find that happened with the woman, the Syrophoenician woman. It happened with the centurion and his servant. So these are people who had an encounter with God and received a word for their family member. Look at you today. You don't look like anything. You know the shocking part of this whole thing. The shocking part of it, and I mean, I understand it when people argue and say, is it possible? If she's saying by April, this was who she was. Look at it. We are in November.
Yeah.
Look at who you are.
November 15th.
November. Wow. And look at what she doesn't look like anything that she's ever been through. What our God cannot do
does not exist.
Can we use this testimony and pray over your life? No matter how impossible they said it looks, no matter how difficult they said it looks, at the sound of your amen, receive your own evidence right now.